Welcome to another episode of
The Epic Family Road Trip.
We're all packed up again. My final, I think, reason to go way down south again. 4 hours drive. We're going to a town called Bolton where I've been invited to speak. And so we're doing that tonight, staying overnight in a hotel, and we'll be heading right back tomorrow. But we always hate leaving. I mean, it's such a perfect place to be, and especially days like this. It's warm, the water's calm, there's no wind. Ah, love it. It's a long drive, but yeah, in a couple hours this week, and then we're heading back up tomorrow. We're pretty excited because the water should be done at the cabin by then, hopefully, and we're expecting our wood burning hot tub to arrive tomorrow. So they were unspoken values, but they were dictating the behaviors of our team. It became crystal clear that we needed to rewrite what we're about. We needed to be about something much more important than that. What are we truly about? We came up with the word care because we were in the grounds care business. We were in the customer care business. We didn't do anything major, and no major projects happened this week. In fact, we learned what it's like to hire contractors way up in the north. They seem to operate on a completely different schedule or pace than what we're used to down south near the big city. But anyway, we're getting used to that. They'll show up one day and then not show up for another week. So we were hoping to get the plumbing done this week, which didn't happen, so that's on for next week. We had a hot tub built, which we ordered in May. It was supposed to be here for Carol's birthday in August, and we're still waiting on it. It's funny, I called the company, it came from the West Coast, so they had shipped it here, and I said, hey, we're still kind of waiting a week or two after the due date, and they said, oh, well, we got it to your area, but now it's with a local shipper. And I thought, oh, the local shipper, they're on their own time zone, so who knows? If everything works out, we'll get it on Monday now, but we'll show you that next week as well. What else are we waiting on? Oh, the soil, Carol's soil, we're hoping to get that in this week for her organic garden. And I think that's showing up Monday too. So big day coming up Monday. But in the meantime, this week we just, after my speak engagement, we got back up north here and we just enjoyed time around. Did some more work, scraping, painting, shutting down water systems, getting ready for the winter. The boys have been stripping some logs, getting some wood ready, which hopefully it'll be dry by next year and you can start attempting to build some log furniture. I think that's gonna be really, really fun and a great learning experience. Trails this morning on the mountain bike. We're heading down to Asheville soon, and that is mountain biking mecca, so got to get my lungs back in shape for that. But one of the definite benefits of living on an island here is that we have tons of riding space and wonderful trails like that one behind me heading through the forest. And yeah, it's just a real definite privilege. So get back on the bike and let's go.
Alright, so we're just getting the last of the bags now. There's 5 left. We take about 2 each on the wheelbarrow, mainly because the bags are too thin to carry them ourselves without them tearing. So yeah, once this is done, it's basically all nice and cleaned up around the cabin, and everything's as painted as we could get it until the cold weather came. So it's really looking up. It's nice. So now, these are all the bags that we filled up with the shingles from the roof and all the little metal scraps. We're piling them up here with all the rest of the stuff that's gonna get taken out on the barge and then into the dump truck. Load now. We got all the wood. Dana was carrying down the last 3 pieces, and we got all the bags. So it's finished. It's nice.
This morning we're putting a layer of urethane on the ceiling. I think it'll make a really nice look, kind of a slight shine to the wood. It'll bring out a real beauty. So.
Me and Dan are heading out with buckets of RV winterproof, non-toxic, what do you call this stuff, Dan? Antifreeze. And we're gonna winterize a couple more cabins, drain all the water before it freezes, and pour this antifreeze into the sinks and into the toilets and things like that. So, and bring the pumps in out of the lake. So we're emptying out any water that's still in the water heater so that that doesn't freeze, and then emptied out the back of the toilet and put that pink antifreeze in there, and then emptied all the drains below the house, cut the line that goes into the lake, emptied out the pump, put antifreeze in there. So I think we're ready for winter. this is what the boys have been busy at, stripping down the bark off of some of these logs that they cut out of the forest, and they've got all different sizes. Some small ones, these would make good legs for a chair or whatever. But one of the projects we're hoping to do next spring is the kitchen. Now the kitchen that's in there is functional, but it's pretty dated, and we've got some ideas of having the boys build it out of materials right from the island here, which I think will be a pretty neat project, and it's going to look great too. So they're getting all kinds of different logs stripped down and ready to dry over the winter. There's Pete's working on one right now, and I think Dan's gone to bring one in that we did in the forest.
Chilly fall day for the boys. They've been working hard collecting wood and doing the posts, so hope they enjoy. Cheers!
Okay, we are heading out to get some firewood, which is spread out around the island in different spots. We're going to meet the boys. Some spots were too shallow in the summer, and we think now with the water being up almost a foot that we should be able to nose in there, but we'll have to lift the motor, just kind of putt in there. And the pontoon, the way it is, it doesn't have a hull, it's just two big floaties, so it sits right on top of the water, so we should be all right. So there was a pile that's been sitting there for quite some time drying, and we couldn't get in here because the water was shallow during the summer, but it's deep enough now, and the boys are throwing it on, loading it on the pontoon, and we'll bring it up to the cabin. It'll keep us warm for the rest of the time we're here at least. Nice quail. We also spent some time, Caroline and I, in the office ramping up the marketing on our speaking business, which we're really excited about, and getting my Instagram going. Go to @PeterVanStralen if you're in business or if you're a manager or leader of a team. I try to give some free information there every weekday.
So in today's video, I wanted to share with you guys 2 paleo recipes that my family and I have really been enjoying, and that is paleo bread and Nutella. These are obviously a lot healthier options than your regular store-bought bread and Nutella, and in my opinion they taste a lot better. And they're also quite simple, so if you're interested in the recipes, I will link the actual websites where I got them from down below. Since my family and I have a quite paleo-based lifestyle and we try and eat as clean and organic as possible, we love to do lots of research on different paleo recipes, and especially during the fall season when you would normally want to be having lots of baked goods and cozy little treats. I've been researching different substitutes for normal treats such as brownies and bread and Nutella, and so I've found some really good recipes, and I've also been sent some by some of my family and friends who are also paleo, so I hope you guys enjoyed these recipes today because they're quite simple and very delicious. So there are a lot of different types of paleo bread out there and tons of different recipes to try, but this one I personally think tastes really good with this Nutella recipe, so I thought it would be best to share with you guys. You will need 1 cup of almond flour, 1/4 cup of coconut flour, 2 teaspoons of gluten-free baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, 1/3 cup of butter, 12 large egg whites, or 1 1/2 cups of room temperature egg whites. So the first step is to preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, line your loaf pan with parchment paper. In your food processor, combine the almond flour, coconut flour, baking powder, and sea salt. And if you have it, the xanthan gum, then you just want to pulse the ingredients until combined. Once well combined, add the melted butter. Once all the ingredients are well combined and create a crumbly texture, get a large bowl and a large whisker or an electric beater and your egg whites and whisk them until stiff peaks form. Once you have whisked your egg whites until they are stiff, take half of the mixture and add it in with the ingredients in the food processor. Then pulse all the ingredients together until well combined. Then once all the ingredients are well combined, carefully transfer the ingredients from the food processor into the bowl with the other half of the egg whites and carefully fold the ingredients until there are no streaks left in the mixture. Once you have a nice fluffy mixture, transfer it into your lined loaf pan. Next, you want to transfer the pan into the center of your oven and bake for about 40 minutes. Then you want to take it out and make a tent of tin foil and bake for another 30 to 40 minutes. The next recipe is for the Nutella. When I first made this, I was so surprised at how delicious it tasted, and it actually tasted quite similar to Nutella, but in my opinion, much better. And it also made me feel a little better eating it because with regular Nutella, there's actually more sugar than hazelnuts, and it's supposed to be a chocolate hazelnut spread, which is crazy. And this one is actually mostly hazelnuts, so it tastes very good, and it's obviously a lot better for you. For the Paleo Nutella, you will need 1 1/2 cups of hazelnuts, a 1/2 cup of coconut sugar, 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder, a pinch of salt, and 6 to 8 tablespoons of room temperature water. You're then going to want to take a rimmed baking sheet and spread out all of the hazelnuts. Then pop them in the oven for about 20 minutes on 300 degrees. Once you remove the hazelnuts from the oven and they are completely cooled, the next step is to remove the skin of the hazelnuts. Now there are a few different techniques to do this, but the one I did today was with a cloth, where you place the hazelnuts onto the center of the cloth, take all 4 corners of the cloth, and then rub all of the hazelnuts together inside until the skins are removed. You don't have to remove every last bit of the skins, but once you are satisfied, add all of the hazelnuts into your food processor. You're then going to want to process the hazelnuts for 5 to 7 minutes until they become creamy. After that, you're going to want to add the coconut sugar, cocoa powder, and your pinch of salt, and then process for another 2 to 3 minutes. Then once the ingredients are mixed and they are still processing, open the top pour spout and slowly pour in 6 tablespoons of room temperature water. Once you are satisfied with the texture and taste of your Nutella, transfer it into a dish, then enjoy with your delicious paleo bread. I hope you guys enjoyed those 2 recipes, and if you try them out, let me know, and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And if you're also interested in other paleo recipe videos, let me know because I'd be more than happy to do them for you.
Really hope you enjoyed this week's video. Stay tuned for next week as we hopefully finish everything around the lake here, and then we pack up and hit the road, heading down to Asheville, North Carolina.
And in the meantime,
we'll see you down the road.